Stop scrolling for just a second. This might be the most important story you hear today. If you've ever felt like you've gone too far, if you've ever wondered if God would still take you back, I need you to hear this. I call this, Jesus Says, Come On Home. This is a story I heard a pastor tell. I liked it so much, I want to share it with you all. There was a preacher that had just finished a revival in the southern states. He got on a train heading home. He saw a young man and sat down beside him just to pass the time. He noticed the young man wasn't very talkative. After a while, he looked over. Tears were running down the man's face. The preacher said, "Son, I don't know what's going on. I'm a preacher. I'm here to help if I can." The young man with tears running down his face said, "Preacher, 5 years ago, I was so mean at home. I was mean to my mama. I came home and I was drunk one night. I was strung out on all kinds of stuff. I drew back and I was almost going to hit my own daddy." He said, "My daddy got up the next morning and said, 'Son, you almost killed your mama. Now this is going to kill me. You got to leave. You cannot come back here.'" He then said, "Preacher, that was 5 years ago. 3 weeks ago, I was in church. I asked God to save me. I asked Jesus Christ to come into my heart and save me. Now I'm going home." The preacher looked at him and said, "Son, your daddy told you not to come back. How do you know you're welcome home?" The young man said, "Preacher, we live along these railroad tracks in a little white house. My whole life I've played in an apple tree in the backyard. That house sits right next to these tracks. I sent my mom and dad a letter, and I told them, if I'm welcome home, just take a white rag and put it in that apple tree. And when this train passes by, if I see that white rag, I'll know it's okay to get off the train and go home." He then said, "Preacher, we're getting close, and I don't even want to look. I'm afraid to look. Would you look for me?" So they traded seats. The preacher walked over, he wiped the train window, and said, "Where is it?" The young man said, "We're coming up on it. It's right around the next curve." The preacher looked out the window, and a big smile came across his face. And he said, "Son, I don't think you've got anything to worry about." He said, "There's a white rag on every limb of that tree. Not only that, there's an old gray-haired mom and dad standing underneath that tree, waving bed sheets, saying, 'Come on home, son. Come on home.'" That's exactly how the Lord is with us. You might think you've gone too far. You might think you've done too much. You might think there's no way God would take you back. The Bible says in Luke 15:20, when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. That father didn't wait for him to clean himself up. He didn't make him prove anything first. He ran to him. Let me ask you something. What if God's not telling you to stay away? What if he's been calling you this whole time? Come on home. If that's you, if you feel like it's time to come home, type home in the comments.